Right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get into the trending topics for the morning. And I mean, it's quite sure there's a lot happening, but I can tell you the big one is Elon Musk. I mean, this has just, I suppose it's given the uncertainty new meaning, because what Twitter looks like under Elon Musk, who knows? But if you missed the news, he has now taken over. His bid to buy Twitter has been successful. The board of Twitter met and they gave the green light. $44 billion is what he has paid to take over Twitter. And I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. I mean, he is the world's richest man, and he has a lot of influence in many spheres of life. And now, when we talk about Twitter, and this is one of the biggest platforms, I mean, all of us love to hate Twitter, we really do. But the reality is that when people are looking for things, you jump onto Twitter and you figure things out, and you find out things that you don't normally find anywhere else. But what it looks like under him, where he says he wants to give free speech new meaning, this is what we can expect.
And I think this is what many people are wondering about. Jonathan Dawes, for example, writes to us this morning saying, what will happen to our privacy and data after this buyout? I'm just thinking here. And I think, Jonathan, along with many other people, that's what people are wondering.
Yeah.
What are the changes that we are going to see under Musk?
Because already, remember, he started asking questions to people, saying, do you want an edit button? And of course, overwhelmingly people were yes, for a few seconds.
That has been one of the biggest frustrations with Twitter.
So he asked for that, and then also when people do long threads, he's like, what's the point of these long threads? Why can't I just write a long tweet? So, are we going to start seeing like long pages of tweets? I mean, who knows?
But wasn't that the reason why Twitter
was successful in the beginning?
Why it started in the first place, where it was
40
thought that
characters or something.
Yes,
initially
limited number of characters, so that we don't do what we do on other platforms where we write, a thesis, for example, on any given topic.
Exactly.
And then it was said, no, can you just be concise in your thinking?
Yeah.
So we're going back to
we don't know.
Wherever.
We don't know.
Here,
I read this to Sakina a bit earlier, and I think both of us just sort of thought this is exactly how we feel about it. It's from the New Yorker magazine. They've put out an article, obviously, about this. And this is just a little quote that I'm taking from them, saying, the platform is awful, but its delivery of instantaneous feedback to every passing thought is addictive. It's exploitative, but its ability to amplify any message is unavoidably powerful. All the wrong people use it, but you wouldn't want to be unwillingly cut off from them.
And that's the crux of it. That sums it up perfectly.
I think so, beautifully. Anyway, all right, moving on. That's the one. Gayton.
All right, and this, of course, Gayton McKenzie, and he, of course, is the leader of the Patriotic Alliance. Now, again, it's one of those, there's obviously usually quite a few reasons why you would have Gayton McKenzie trending. But here, Gayton says, we are only considered thugs when we work with the ANC in some municipalities, where we work with the DA in municipalities such as Knysna, Matikama, City of Johannesburg, and Ekurhuleni. We are not considered thugs. We will show you next week. Watch this space. And this after the DA allegedly described the election of Gayton McKenzie as district mayor of Central Karoo as political thuggery.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Gosh, okay.
So Gayton not taking that lying down and basically, giving it right back to the DA, pointing out the hypocrisy or the elastic morality, if you will.
Nice words. Elastic morality. Very nice. Especially for somebody who is sitting here with a lot of post-COVID brain fog. That sounded good. I could never come up with something like that. Well done. Awesome. All right, so that's the Gayton trend there. And then finally, still, actually, the Twitter and the Donald Trump thing are very, very linked as well. There's one or two reasons, actually, that Donald Trump is trending, and I see it's quite a big talking point in South Africa. The one is Elon Musk buying Twitter, and everybody asking the question now, is he going to unban Donald Trump? Because remember, Donald Trump had a lifetime ban put on him from Twitter, and he's never ever allowed to be on the platform, not allowed to tweet. But Can he come back now? And then adding to that also, there's more to Donald Trump. A New York judge found former President Donald Trump in contempt of court for failing to adequately respond to a subpoena issued by the state's Attorney General as part of a civil investigation into his business dealings. So, yeah, two different ones. Contempt of court and will Elon Musk unban Donald Trump? And will he come back?
Never mind whether he will or not. I'd be interested to hear people's thoughts, whether they think he should be unbanned from Twitter. I'm not sure whether we sufficiently discussed the limitations of freedom of speech with regard to Donald Trump and him being banned from Twitter. I don't think we went there sufficiently.
Well, I mean, if Elon Musk said that his whole thing is he wants to give freedom of speech, that's what he's going to stand for, Donald Trump would be allowed back on. He'd be the first person to be back on. But would he come back? That's another question.
Imagine his first tweet.
Oi.
And the response to it.
Oi. Oi.
But do you think he'd still have the same sort of, pull now that he's no longer POTUS?
Good question. But yeah, the stuff that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth seems to get everybody talking, and everyone, I don't know, laughs and listens at the same time.
I think this freedom of speech thing has us all in a bit of a tiz. It's okay for as long as our feelings are not hurt. And very often we confuse our feelings about what people say with the parameters of freedom of expression and freedom of speech, because you actually do not have the right to not be offended.
Yeah.
People can say things and offend you. That does not infringe on your freedom of speech or theirs for that. But hey, story for
that's
another day.
That's a big story. And this is a big story too. I don't know if you want to try and...
Hey, I'm going to try.
Are you going to try? Okay, good luck. I'll keep quiet and listen.
Musa is Musa Kaula. And I guess those who follow him know him. He seems to be, a blogger, very influential in the entertainment sphere. And he was basically tweeting about Mihlali, essentially alleging that Mihlali has, caused the split of another couple because she's now with the man who is married to someone else.
Okay.
That's the one. And the other one is him tweeting about DJ Spoo and Zahara.
Yeah.
Basically, again, alleging that DJ Spoo swindled Zahara out of her Loliwe funds and royalties. And DJ Spoo then also said, well, I'm giving you X amount of hours to delete that tweet. If not, suing you for $1 million.
Oh.
So, and then, of course, there's all sorts of people trying to figure out. So, people saying, well, it seems Mihlali has deleted all videos with Bobby Blanco. So, does this mean Musa Kaula is Bobby Blanco? Hey, listen, if you are in that sphere, you will know what I'm talking about. Well, if you're not, it's okay.
You lost me. But there we go. Those are your trends for this Tuesday morning. Let's take a break. We'll see you after this. Stay tuned.